What's up everybody, Joe from Mojo Break Gaming here. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a sneak peek at BT10, which decks that are going to be played for BT10. So let's go over BT10. So you've got your 4 different eggs. I think the most notable ones are going to be the Pikmon right here. The Pikmon is basically your card for Shoutmon. The reason why is he has XROSS heart in his name. Basically you can use this card as an inherent effect to digivolve, let's say, Shoutmon. Shoutmon can digivolve 0 off of a level 2 with XROSS in its traits, which in fact does. So you can digivolve red off of the yellow just like that and get its inherent effect here. If Digimon has XROSS in its traits, draw 1. That's an easy draw 1. And with XROSS, you want to be drawing as much as you can, because the more you draw, the faster you can get into your big machines, your big combos, and all those inherent effects. It's just really, really insane. And so again, this one has Rush. This is a Shoutmon piece that has Rush. Really, really good. He's an on-play reveal, top 3 cards. Very, very good card. So again, if you guys are into Shoutmon, this is the combo. If you guys are into suspending, this is a card that will give you 1,000 buff for suspending opponent's Digimon. This one's really, really cool too for the Dark Nightmon people. This one basically says all turns on a level 2. Really, really good. While this Digimon has Twilight in its traits, it gets 1,000 DP. Shout out to the Dark Nightmon team right there. And let's continue. So in the red lineup, 3 main decks that you're going to be looking at right now. We talked about the Shoutmon. The other one is the Gamamon deck. And this is a card that really, really pops off with Gamamon. He's just a rare too. That's a really, really cool thing about him. And this is Kenna Wisemon. He digivolves 3 off of a level 4 with Gamamon in its name. He gives you, when one of your tamers becomes suspended, this Digimon gets 2,000 buff. Then if it has 12,000 or more, it gains Sec +1. You can easily combo that with a hero that gives you 2,000 buff if you're swinging with a level 5 or higher. That will give him to 10. This will give him to 12. That easily lets you get Sec +1. And even if you have an egg that gives him a buff too, you can do that as well. That's what this red egg is really, really good for. While this is a non-red Digivolution card in its traits, it gets plus 1,000, which you can easily do with the Gamamon deck, since there's other Digimon that have Gamamon in their name that are not red. So you can digivolve into, whether it's a purple or something other color, you can digivolve off of this card going back to red and getting that extra buff. So you can make them 13k just off of that, right? Just off of that. And it also depends on what your other inherent effects are. So if you have the other Gamamon inherents, you can get even more buffs from that. So that is a Gamamon deck. Another one to talk about is going to be the Jesmond deck. So that's the 3rd red deck that's going to be available for the BT10 format. Well, yeah, for this one. I mean, there's also Ragnarlord, but that's its own starter deck, and we can talk about that later. So Jesmond is basically 0 Evo off of a Jessie. He gives you piercing, and he lets you play a Sistermon on Digivolve. He also gives you this buff where if Jesmond is in the Digivolution cards, or if there's a Sistermon in play, until the end of your opponent's turn, all of your Digimon may attack unsuspended Digimon and get 2,000 buff. That is insane. That can wipe boards. It can just do a lot of crazy, crazy things. Jesmond X Antibody is really, really good, especially if you're 0 Evoing off of Jesmond. That's insane. Jesmond also has a starter deck, so be sure to look out for that. Next up in the blue category, this is mainly just Blue Flare. Blue Flare is wild. This is going to be Gaussmon really quickly. On deletion, you can play a level 4 with Blue Flare in its traits without paying its cost, essentially being one of these cards, which is a Greymon right here. He is basically revealed top 4. Add 2 cards with Blue Flare in its traits, and if you have the Tamer, the Blue Tamer for this deck right here, you can take a Metal Greymon from the trash to your hand as one of the options in this on-play effect. Instead, on deletion, it has save, so it can go underneath one of your tamers. And then there's also Male Birdramon. Male Birdramon is another cool one on play. If you have this tamer, the Kira tamer, in play, you can return 1 Metal Greymon from your trash to your hand. If you don't have a Kira in play, you may play 1 Kira from your hand without paying its cost, getting your tamers in without even having to play them. And all these cards have cool inherent effects. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn, basically stunning them. As you guys remember in BT 7 days, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, you can unsuspend this Digimon. One of the great pieces of this deck is going to be the super rare Metal Greymon. This one's a Digicross -2. How this works, if you guys don't know what Digicross is, so it basically minuses 2 of the play cost if you basically play a Greymon and a Male Birdramon underneath its sources. So you'll -2 for every single one that you do. So you'll -2 for Greymon, and then you'll -2 for male Bergermon, so potentially making it a 3 cost for a play cost. When you would play this card, you may play specific cards from your hand or battle area underneath it. Okay, so it's not only your hand, but it's also can be from your battle area to basically underneath it. So it's similar to like Jogressing, if you guys remember, if you guys know Jogressing in BT8. So it also has an effect called Material Save 2. This one allows you to basically take 2 pieces underneath this Digimon and put it underneath one of your tamers. On play, this Digimon gains Rush. Ooh, so you can play him for 3, make him a 0 cost, and give him Rush. That's really, really good. Then if this Digimon is Digicrossing, 3 of your opponent's Digimon with Digivolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon's Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. It is aggro and it stuns your opponent. It also has Decker Greymon, which is another variation Evo. Oh, this one's really, really cool because it has Armor Purge. So when it dies, it could just prevent it from dying and basically go into the Digimon that's underneath it in the Digivolution sources. On play or when Digivolving, you may place 1 Digimon card with Blue Flare in its traits from your hand from under one of your tamers under this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Then, if Deckergermon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon can attack or block until the end of your turn. That's kind of what you're going to be expecting from Blue Flare. So another deck to note is going to be the Redemon. Shout out to the Redemon gang. Let's go. Team Redemon out here. And this one basically is another searcher. On play, reveal top 4 cards. Add 1 option card with plug-in in its traits and 1 yellow tamer to your hand. And then place the rest at the bottom. Really, really good combo with the EX2. You're going to run a playset of her, a playset of the EX2 ones. And then on an inherent effect, once per turn, when you use an option card with a memory cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2 for the turn. So it's more about minusing and stuff like that, which can be very, very effective this format. There goes Lamortmon for the XROSS. He's going to be one of your pieces that you're going to be needing. He's a -3000 DP, and he also has just more minusing effects going on. Here goes Kyubimon. You may activate one of the effects below. Option 1. Return 1 option card with plug-in in its name from your trash to your hand. Or by trashing 1 option card with plug-in in its name from your hand, draw 2 cards. So it lets you give the option, whatever helps you out in the situation. Kyubimon, in my opinion, is the better level 4. And then there goes Talmon right here. You may use 1 option card with plug-in in its name from your hand without meeting its color requirements. Another important card to talk about is going to be the Sakuyaman Maid Mode. She's really, really cool because you may use 1 option card with plug-in in its name, or that's yellow that has a cost of 5 or less from your hand without meeting its color requirements or paying its cost. Place the option card used with this effect on top of your security stack face down instead of placing it in your trash. When attacking, that's really, really cool, by the way, because now you're just like comboing it with even more fun stuff. So then you know what your opponent has to deal with on the next swing if they don't have an answer to that. When attacking, this Digimon may Digivolve into Sakuyaman in your hand for a cost of 1, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. So that's pretty good too. So you go into maid mode, then you go into Sakuyaman, and then she pops off even more. So a lot of cool combo potential there. Here goes green. Green is all about this Digimon here, the Angoramon. He's once per turn when you play a green tamer, draw 1 card, which is really good. An inherent effect, when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, draw 1. So it kind of reminds me of the Terriermon. Kakuamon, when you delete opponent, Digimon gain a memory. It's pretty good. Another notable card. Here we go. We talked about the Gamamon. So this is one of those green Gamamons that you can have in the evolution. He Digivolves 2 off of Gamamon. He has piercing. And so, like we talked about that level 5 earlier, that red level 5 can Digivolve off of this, and it can get piercing because this is one of the effects. The level 5 Angoramon right here. Inherent effect, when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, gain 1 memory. So again, it's themed off of that suspension. Oh, another card we forgot to talk about, Ballistamon. Very, very good card for the XROSS as well. So be sure to look out for Ballistamon there. Also, there's Lamortmon right here. He has an effect when Digivolve, suspend 1 of your opponent's Digimon. You return once per turn when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, unsuspend it. So you swing, you Digivolve, suspend them, swing over it, unsuspend, and then when attacking, if you don't have a tamer in play, lose 2 memory. So that's its downside. That's where it kind of hurts it. Lamortmon basically says, when Digivolving, you may suspend 1 of your Digimon, then gain 1 memory for each suspended Digimon with vegetation, plant, or fairy in one of their traits you have in play. If you gain 2 or more memory by this effect, unsuspend this Digimon and it gains piercing for the turn. Your turn, for every 2 suspended Digimon you have in play, this Digimon gets 2000 and Sec plus 1. Bloom Lord Nightmon, gotta watch out for that one. Here goes one of my favorite ones to talk about, is gonna be the Skull Nightmon, Mighty Axe mode. Just Skull Nightmon or Dark Nightmon in general. A lot of on-play stuff. Digicross again with Skull Knight, Deadly Axe, very, very good. And he's just a really good combo piece. He's a 4-cost, so he works with Pride Memory Boost. Yeah, there it is. I'm like, we're missing a card. Monitamon, he's a level 3 card. Very, very good for your Dark Nightmon effect. He basically says, reveal top 4, add 2 cards that are either black with Nightmon or Deadly Axe in their name, or with Twilight in their name, in their traits among them to your hand. So that's very, very good, which is almost all the Dark Nightmon pieces. Here goes one of the important pieces, Dark Nightmon, the rare. He's a Digicross -2 off of Skull Knight and Deadly Axe, making him potentially a 4-cost. When you would play this card, you may play specific cards from your hand or battle underneath. On play, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if Digicrossing with 2 cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. Very, very good card. Also, all turns when this Digivolve would be deleted. When this Digimon is going to be deleted, return 1 black level 4 or lower Digimon card from this Digivolution's cards to your hand. You may play 1 Skull Nightmon or Deadly Axemon from this Digivolution cards without paying its cost. Basically, he dies. He gets to put a level 4 in play to kind of just continue the crazy momentum that you can get with Dark Nightmon. A SR, which is going to be the X antibody. This one digivolves 4 off of Dark Nightmon, 5 off of a regular Digimon that's not Dark Nightmon. When this Digimon, return 1 black or purple Digimon card other than Dark Nightmon X antibody from your trash to the hand. So again, you're recycling cards, you're recycling pieces from your trash, bringing those back to the hand to continue your combos. So X antibody is really, really good for that. Then if Dark Nightmon or X antibody is in this Digivolution cards, delete 1 tamer and unsuspend this Digimon. On deletion, you may play 1 Dark Nightmon from your trash without paying its cost. Very, very good. So when he dies, you get to go back to the 5 from the trash. Next, let's go ahead and talk about Purple. Purple has some cool cards. Let's talk about Gulus Gamamon. Again, we talked about that Gamamon lineup here. He basically is a 2 off of Gamamon all turns, while Digimon card with Gamamon is in its names in this Digivolution cards. This Digimon gains retaliation, so your Digimon, that red level 5, can gain retaliation and piercing and a whole bunch of other things. On deletion, you may play 1 Gamamon from your trash, suspended without paying its cost. Pretty good card. What's cool about Purple, it also has Beelzemon. Beelzemon's back. This one is a combo. He's a Digivolve 3 from a level 5 with XROSS in its traits. So he can basically Digivolve off of anything that has XROSS, so it doesn't matter the color. On play, when Digivolve, you may trash 3 cards from the top of your deck. Then, for every 10 cards in your trash, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. He has an inherent effect, end of attack once per turn. For every 10 cards in your trash, gain 1 memory. Minervamon is going to be an SR in this set. Really funny. Finally, Minervamon is actually in the card game. She has retaliation, and she can play a level 4 or lower on your opponent's turn. When the opponent plays a Digimon, you may play 1 level 4 or lower purple Digimon card from your trash without paying its cost. It doesn't activate anything with on-play effects, but the fact that it can just do that when your opponent plays is really, really good. And a lot of people are going to play Digimon, whether it's Dark Nightmon, Blue Flare, XROSS. People are going to be on playing a lot of Digimon, so Minerva has sort of like an answer to that by just playing one of her own, right? So if you play one, she plays one. Kind of cool. Any on-play effects on this Digimon don't work. On deletion, if your opponent has 2 or fewer Digimon in play, you may play 1 level 5, purple level 5 or lower Digimon card, or 1 Mervamon from your trash without paying its cost. So again, if it dies, it can just keep on playing stuff. On deletion, it can just continue to play stuff. Very, very effective. Good combo. Tactimon's in the set. Here's a Sistermon Seal. Sistermon Seal is pretty dope. She's on play. You may Digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon card with Royal Knight and its traits from your hand for its Digivolution costs. Your turn once per turn. When you Digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knights in its traits, gain 1 memory. So potentially making it a cheaper Evo. And you're adding a Sistermon on the board. Here goes Omnimon X Antibody. He's up in here. He's a 3 Evo off of Omnimon. When a Digimon with X antibody is in this Digivolution cards, would Digivolve into this card, reduce the Digivolve cost by 2. With Digivolving, return all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level to the bottom of their owner's decks. Really, really good. When Digivolving, it's kind of going to that like Garurumon style right there with returning things to the bottom of the deck. Or when attacking, once per turn, by placing one X antibody or level 6 card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards at the bottom of its owner's deck, you can reveal all of your opponent's security and trash one of them. Place the rest in your opponent's security face down, and then one of your opponents shuffles their security attack. So you basically just say, you get to look at the security, you get to pick something you don't like, and just get rid of it. Really, really good X antibody effect right there. So I imagine a lot of people are going to be playing that. Obviously, you got your red tamer here. This is good for XROSS. You got your blue tamer, blue for blue flare. Also, XROSS is going to be playing this yellow tamer here, Angie. And he's also going to be playing Jeremy right here. She's really, really good for Nene. She's good for the Dark Nightmon. Ruli's good for the Bloom Lord and that Angoromon slash build. This dude right here, he's Barga Army. Yeah, so Barga Army is another theme as well. Let's talk about the secret rares. The secret rares are going to be Shoutmon King version. You're probably going to want to grab a playset of these just because he's that good. He's Digicross -2. One of your Digimon with XROSS heart in its traits. So you can basically make him a 3-drop pretty easily. On play, you can return one card with a Digicross requirement from your trash to your hand. When you would Digicross this turn, this Digimon may replace one of your Digicross requirements. So he can take one of the requirements that you need and just count as one of those. And he's also Material Save 1, where you can put them underneath one of your tamers. He also has an inherent effect. While this Digimon has Shoutmon in his name, he gets 2,000 buff. Next secret rare is actually going to be Jesmond GX. He digivolves off of red or black. When digivolving, you may place one card with Royal Knights in its traits and play cost of 13 or less from your hand or trash under this Digimon. So it says activate one of that card's when digivolving effects as an effect of this Digimon. So if you're using the Jesmond X antibody card, you can trigger that Jesmond X antibody when digivolving effect for this card here. That's crazy. All turns while this Digimon is a Royal Knight in its traits, this Digimon gains piercing and blocking, and it gains sick +1. And it can also get reboot and other cool things with Sistermon combos. Also, the gold Alphamon is in this set. It's going to be a very, very expensive card, since it's going to be extremely hard to pull. So if you pull it, congratulations. But if you guys like this video, it's kind of a long one, but it's kind of overall study of what to expect. Join the Discord if you guys want to participate in deck testing every weekly tournaments on Tuesdays. If you guys are new to the Mojo Break gaming world, you guys can go ahead and use that code GAMING on our website and get you 10% off your first order. But yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. Joe signing off. Let me know what deck you're most excited about. Peace.